It's just people are messaging me, asking me where I am live for Facebook. Like I can't answer that while I'm live with Facebook. So, do I? Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Just a second. Athena, stand over here. Entertain everybody. Tell them your name, what grade you're in.
My dad would be right back. He had stuff in his teeth.
My dad will be right back. He has stuff in his teeth.
Say thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining to watch my dad, as you know, Stephen Thomas. And he'll be talking about very interesting things. And I'll be watching it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. My turn. And here's my sister Alana.
This kid has no life.
Okay. I'm Alana, and I am Stephen Thomas's daughter, and
He'll be coming.
He'll be coming, and he has stuff in his teeth. His dad, he already said that, and like he usually does. And I'm trying to stall here. So okay, he's back. Okay, bye guys.
Hello. There we go. They totally filled in for me. Isn't that fun? So I'm sitting there smiling, and my wife goes, "You got stuff stuck in your teeth." Fantastic. Amen. I always do. Must be lunch. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I hope we can all see that. Can we all see it? We can't. Make sure we have the entire screen in there. Oops. There we go. There we are. Ta-da! All right. So let us begin. Thank you for joining me. Stephen Thomas with Reports on Housing, Quantitative Economics, Decision Sciences degree from the University of California, San Diego. I've been doing this for a long time. 29 years in the business. I'm a third generation broker, Orange County native, Capitol Valley High School grad. I have 9 kids and I'm an avid runner. These are my kids, Brady Bunch family. I brought 6, she brought 2. I adopted her, she adopted mine, and then we had bonus guy. Did a little potty training. Today we had a standoff. It took about 25 minutes before he decided to go to the bathroom. So that's what you deal with when you're having fun in lockdown. Let's see. So I've been getting my stuff to Orange County Register since 2004, and I've been very busy in the interim with just trying to get the word out there. My whole goal is to set the proper expectations and the proper feeling for the market, supported by data. I really want everybody to get a clear picture. I'm very careful. Back in 2005 and 2006 and 2007, even prior to the Great Recession beginning, I knew what was going on based upon the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. So with that said, reportsonhousing.com. I've been doing a housing report for Orange County since 2004, and I've been doing a housing report for San Diego and LA. I've hit my 1-year mark, and Riverside, San Bernardino, I'll hit the 1-year mark in about a month from now. And the last report that came out, this was 2 weeks ago for Orange County, LA, and San Diego, and for San Bernardino and Riverside it was this week. But I have a new report that's coming out, and it'll reflect a lot of what we're seeing. We're going to really drill things down by price range so people understand what the different dynamics are by price range, because I think everybody should make a real educated decision as to whether or not they should come on the market. And it's really based upon not only condition, but price, because different price ranges are doing different things. So stay tuned for that. Go to reportsonhousing.com, hit subscribe, and you get a month free if you sign up today. And the coupon code is sunshine, because hopefully there's a little bit of sunshine. My daughter and I and the rest of us were running bicycling. She's going to do 19.6 miles. None of us are doing that many other than her, because she is training for a marathon. She does the marathon shortly, so this is her last big run before she does the marathon. And you go here to reportsonhousing.com. You can get some sample reports, all that good stuff. And I'd like to thank my sponsor, stagingvirtually.com. And stagingvirtually.com, they protect yourself, clients, and shoppers by using virtual staging of the home online. So in photos, flyers and more. They really know how to change a picture for those vacant homes that are out there. They can make it really razzle-dazzle. And some of the photos you could see, the before and the after, and it's pretty spectacular what they're able to do. So they take each photo and they just deck it out so that it looks like it's actually, so people can visualize it. And they use your professional photos, they bring a room to life, and they help buyers visualize. And it starts at $295 for 3 months. And then from there, it's extra room is $95 a piece. So just something different that they're doing. We've got to put together a game plan for being virtual. We're not going to be unlocking this California anytime soon. I think we're in this for at least the next 4 weeks. So we will see how that goes going forward. But here are some fun spring photos because I like to laugh. We all like to laugh. And this is a real estate showing pod. I think this is a great idea. You know, you just show real estate. My wife said I should be getting this when I do my presentations. How fun would that be? So it keeps all flaps zipped up for private phone conversations, available in a variety of colors. Or this. When you work at home and you need them to be quiet during one of your Zoom presentations, you hear me? Yes, definitely. So get that off there, swipe it off this screen. I keep on getting all these people are trying to hit me up to find out where I'm at. I can't answer that when I'm in the middle of a presentation. So anyways, I think this is a spectacular idea, don't you think, Thina? Oh, she says yes. So she wants me to make sure that we do this with her.
I want to be taped down to the ground.
She said she wants to be taped down to the ground. Okay, we'll do that just for fun. And I'll take a picture of it. It'll be fun. I thought this was great. This is somebody in Italy. He has his little barrier space. How cool is that? It's like everybody's staring around there. It's pretty fun. How about this? You need an antivirus mask? Brilliant. Everybody's getting creative. I love this. This is absolutely fantastic. This is, the CDC has developed a simple test to determine if you are at risk of developing complications from coronavirus. Please examine the following 2 items. Do you understand the connection between them? If your answer is yes, then you are in the at-risk category. Please self-isolate. Now, as funny as this is, so I thought this was pretty incredible. I asked my kids what the similarities were between these 2 things, and they said color. I thought that was huge.
And also I said size.
And size. They're similar size. Ha! And you guys all know what we do with this, so self-isolate. I don't know if you saw this on Facebook recently, but you know, I got to poke fun at myself. Right now, today, it was a little bit cooler, so I'm wearing sweatpants with socks. And this was early in the morning, so yes, that's why I had socks on. Got to be comfortable with slippers. This was a morning Zoom call. And, something else I want to bring up before this. You know what? My daughter is graduating the 8th grade, Miss Mia Rose. Mia, come here for a second, please. Please, I would really like for you to come here. No, I'm serious. I am very, very proud of this girl. She is finishing the 8th grade, and she has been on the honor roll for quite a bit. Same thing with all my kids, but Mia Rose has done an absolute fantastic job. We went through the line at Ladera Ranch Middle School, popped open our trunk, and they put this in the back of it, and this is what they're doing since they can't really be involved with graduation, doing all the normal stuff, but we're going to put this in our lawn, and we're celebrating Miss Mia. That's how it gives me chills thinking that this is what we're doing. So you know what, we're turning lemons, we're making lemonade out of it. How's that sound? And that's what we're doing. Thank you, Mia. I really appreciate it. So clap, 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 clap for Miss Mia Rose. We absolutely, yes, bum, 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 bum. We're going to do something similar for my kid at Washington State University, who's going to be graduating virtually in just a couple short weeks away. So unbelievable, but these are the times, right? So let's get into coronavirus. I'm not going to, I pulled out some of the numbers, but I do want to go over some of these coronavirus numbers. I'm getting tired of the repetition of new cases and all that stuff. But the reason I want to do it is because I want to point out something that we're seeing statistically, which I think is a good thing to bring up. And this is 2,226,000 cases. It's up 12% since last Tuesday. But what I want to point out is the number of recoveries is starting to really increase, and that's up 20% since Tuesday. So I'm starting to see the gap between the total cases, not new cases, total cases, and the recoveries is increasing much faster than the number of cases that are out there. So we're going to start to see that. This is good news. This means that we're hitting that plateau, and we'll show that. 148,000 deaths, that's up 18%. A lot of this is coming from around the world. They've all hit that apex, but that apex is where you get a lot of deaths, and then but since we're all locked down, a couple weeks down the road is when everything starts to look even better, including in deaths. This should cool down, and the number of recoveries should spike and continue to go up. So that's why I bring up this. In the United States, 692,500 cases, that's up 14%. And that's leveling off since 2 days ago. 32,000 US deaths, yes, that is high. We were told that this was going to be a big week for that, and you know what? It is definitely been increasing. So just understand that we're going to get beyond that. We're going to start to see those numbers come down. And in the state of California, 29,000 cases, that's up 18%. And in Southern California, 11,391 in LA, they're up 20%. And actually LA is one of those areas that I think is going to be a little bit longer before they come out of lockdown. And that's because they're number 7 in the United States as far as counties are concerned. So if you stack up the different counties, of course, New York City, the New York County or whatever that is, wherever New York City is, I'm like escaping my mind right now, but they're number 1, and then LA is number 7, and Orange County, we're down there. Riverside County and San Diego County are actually above OC. 1,501 in OC, that's up 15% since Tuesday. 2,087 in San Diego, but they're slowing down now, up 13% since Tuesday. And 2264 in Riverside, that's up 29%. They were a little bit late, but I was surprised with this. This is where I'm going to go hang out. San Bernardino, they're 1,032. So, and I think this is because part of San Bernardino is a little bit more rural, but they seem to have got it down in San Bernardino. So, little applaud for San Bernardino, up 6%. It's pretty fantastic just since Tuesday. So scale and duration is what we're looking for as far as the effects on the economy, and we definitely have the scale, but let's talk about duration. That's really what it's at. The duration, you can see, we have definitely hit our peak, and now we've plateaued. What happens on the other side of this is we're going to start to see this come down because a lot of the world is in lockdown right now, so they're all doing the right things. And there is absolute light at the end of the tunnel. The United States too has hit a plateau. You can see it's bouncing around, as well as California. This is actually from the New York Times, and I love this chart because check this chart out. This is just really good news. This is California. You can see if you do this 7-day average, we're coming down when you look at the 7-day average. So this is peak, and we're starting to come down. Fantastic news, which means that we're going to be progressively coming down. Now, but keep in mind, we need to have consecutive days of going down before they'll unlock things. But this is absolutely good news. I know everybody's getting antsy, but we still got to do our part. Let's not be so antsy that we're protesting and getting out there because we want to unlock the society before. I don't want to go back to this. I don't think anybody wants to go back to this. And so we've got to be super careful as to when we go out there and be amongst the masses. And this is New York. This is the number of net hospitalizations, and you can see there are more people coming out than are going into the hospital, and this is a continuous trend where it's getting larger. This is excellent news, which that's what happens when you lock everything down and you do all the right things. So they're on the right track as well in New York. And this is Washington State found this. I thought this is absolutely fantastic too, because you could see how high it was, and you could see where they're coming. They're coming way down. They too are getting closer. Washington's probably ahead of everybody else as far as the curves are concerned for somebody that had it bad at the beginning and has done all the necessary things to get where it is today. And then if you see this, I got people that are hitting me up at the same time that I'm doing this, wondering where my live report is, and I keep on getting messages, like 5 or 6 messages, so can't answer that while I'm doing this. So anyways, this is South Korea. You could see these tiny little numbers down here. This is really good. That's why they're able to unlock. And Italy, they're coming down. This is an update. They're coming down in terms of cases and deaths, and Spain too. Spain is the #1 worst per million, the number of cases. So, but they're coming down as well. So there is absolute light at the end of the tunnel. This is what it looks like at the other side. And I kind of felt that way today because we had to go pick up that sign at the school, and there was like 8 teachers as well as the principal, and they all had masks on, and it felt absolutely surreal. I felt like I was walking onto a Hollywood set. And then we went afterwards and got, let's see, yes. So in South Korea, you can see that that it's up and going. We went through McDonald's, and in McDonald's everybody had masks on. They had gloves on. They had the little plastic barrier for pushing things through. It was absolutely amazing. Let's see. So the California stay-at-home. I had to do this very last minute because I was updating so many charts and all this data, but I wanted to bring this to everybody because this is most important. You can have the United States plan, but like he said, he's kicking this towards the governors because the governors are the ones that started it. They're the ones that are going to know when you can unlock things. They're the ones that really have the ear to the ground as far as here in their own states. For us, California, they're doing a great job of making sure that the numbers look really good. And this is their plan. It is to monitor and protect communities through testing, contact tracing, isolating, and supporting. Once they have that going, that is one of the main objectives. Number 2 is prevent infections in people who are most at risk, and then handle surges in the hospital and health systems, develop therapeutics to meet demand, ensure business, schools, and childcare facilities can support physical distancing, and determine when to reinstitute certain measures such as the stay-at-home orders. This is the things that they're looking at as far as the stay-at-home order is concerned. I'll have more of this coming up this coming up week. This is I'll be detailing exactly what the federal response has been and the state response is, and kind of detail that out a little bit more when I have more time. But I had to get you these charts. I thought this was fantastic. So since we're going to be in our house a little bit, and this is a Google trend that everybody's doing, and this is buzz cuts. So yeah, you know, the hair is getting a little bit long. Shout out to Lewis, the guy that does my hair, and he does an absolutely fantastic job. I haven't seen him in a while, and things are getting a little long. So, but there's a lot of people Googling this stuff. I have 2 of my kids have shaved their heads, as well as we shaved one of our kids here. Who else? One of my nephew, my kid's cousin, actually took a shaver and shaved it bald, and now it's growing back. It's really thin. So this is what we're doing when we're in lockdown, when it gets too crazy. And the macroeconomic outlook, this is the after the disease now. We already talked about before the disease, but that's before coronavirus. This is after the numbers are coming out, one after another after another. Of course, they're going to be all negative. The one that came out this week is the initial jobless claims. We're now at 20 million unemployed. And I throw out this because we're in real estate. Who this affects the most is our renters. 80% of the unemployed come from the lowest income bracket, not the middle or upper. It's the lowest income bracket. And so it affects a lot of people that are out there that are renters. So if it was me, I'm going to use the CAR. If I was a landlord, I would be using the California Association of Realtors forms to open up that dialogue with my tenants. I think that is extremely crucial. Even if they've paid rent, I still want to open up that dialogue really well rather than keep my fingers crossed. I want to know exactly if they're affected, what we can do to bridge the gap, and what kind of payment plans we can come up with. And I got this, I think I brought this up on Tuesday, but I got a further analysis of this. This is the trends through April 11th, but the trends of people looking for unemployment information is really falling. And this is by the time we get to the end of this weekend, you can see they're coming way down, which means that this unemployment is going to continue to progress down as well. So it's this gigantic, we're getting all this unemployment, almost matching what we had in the Great Recession, and it will be coming down. We're going to get it all at once within a very short period of time because we shut everything down and people are just simply out of work when you shut things down. So I want everybody to understand this is not a conventional recession. This is not the normal atypical recession. I call it a pandession. I want everybody to understand that this is not normal. So this means that when we come back online, that since things were good in the past, that things will come online quicker than what we are used to dealing with recessions. With normal recessions, there's typically an industry that leads it, like real estate in the last one. It was this just giant, slow progression of everything healing and coming out of it. That's not the way that this is going to be this time around, because we already had good numbers before. Afterwards, they're not going to be made whole right away, but they will come back a lot quicker than when you have a systemic problem in one of the in number of industries. So we will soon be bringing a lot of or America's Back. There's going to be lots of slides, and that will be on the other side of this, and then we'll start to see some really good positive information. We'll see unemployment go in reverse really fast as well. So can't wait for that stuff, but stay tuned. We first have to see those numbers continue to do better. And this is the mortgage interest rate. Actually, interest rates have come down and things are healing a little bit. But understand, you have to truly qualify for loans now. And a lot of the non-qualified mortgage stuff, the non-QM, which only made up between 3 and 4% of all mortgages, those are gone. Jumbos, I've heard that you can't get them anymore. You absolutely still can get them. You just need to know who to contact and to call around. There are people that can still do them. And I heard that you have to do 20% down. That's not, I've been schooled by some people that said, nope, 80, 10, 10s, we can still do those. You just have to have the right credit. You have to have the right income level to total debts, things like that, the debt to income levels, as well as good FICO scores. So those are the kind of things. So the more that you fit into a really good qualifying lending package, the easier it will be to get a loan. But we've dialed it back. So we were at 2020 at the beginning of this year. Now we're dialing back how tight things are getting as far as loans are concerned, and we're back to like 2014, 2015 tightening. And it won't be like all of a sudden when we're on the other side of this, it'll loosen up right away. It's going to be this slow progression of it continuing. We'll probably have to get to the expansion days where things are moving again before we start seeing lenders competing and coming up with more programs. And this is something that I thought was absolutely fantastic. This is how technology is helping buyers navigate the home search process. And this was actually done by, I believe it was Realtor.com. I can't even see how small yes, it was done by Realtor.com. And it was 61% are using virtual tours, 58% accurate and detailed listing information. This is what they want now, today, buyers today when they're looking. 53% accurate and detailed neighborhood information, 51% high quality listing photos, and 39% video chat walkthrough with agent or landlord. This is what we have to make happen. This is the package that we have to come up with and show all of our past clients, sphere of influence, all of our family, friends, and everybody that we have this dialed in. So, the Southern California housing market. I know this is what everybody's kind of been waiting for, but I had to bring you all that information so you understand exactly where we are today. And it is this big showdown between supply and demand. But I'm here to tell you that demand is getting stronger, the low demand. The low demand is a force that favors buyers, and that force has got a little bit greater in the last couple of weeks. And supply, we're kind of going in the wrong direction, not really fast, but we'll get into that. So we have still the supply issue, and the supply issue is not enough homes on the market it's a good thing that that's where we're at, because it's buffering us from going down in price. And this is where we are as of yesterday. So we snapped these photos through yesterday and snapped all the data. And yesterday we were at 29,993, so pretty much 30,000 homes in the market, right? That's up 3% in 2 weeks. And that shouldn't say 332, so ignore that. I did not update that. But the normal change, the 5-year average, is up 1%, and we were up 3%. And then last year, we were at 41,557. That's 39% more. That's the difference between the orange line and the blue line right here. And this will tell you LA County is up 5% in the inventory. And they're a little bit high. And one of the things that I have that I'm a little bit leery of is, because we were reclassified as essential services, that more sellers would come online. I knew that demand, until we get to the other side of this, that demand is going to be inherent. It's going to be small, and it will continue to be small until we're on the other side and the lockdown has been lifted. But now that we're an essential service, my concern is that more sellers come online, thinking that this is a good time to come online. And my take on this is, you better have a property that is singing the song of goodness and it looks really all dialed in. That's what it needs to be in order and it needs to be at a good price. And a good price right now in LA, San Diego, Orange County is $500,000 to $750,000. In San Bernardino, Riverside, it's at $300,000 to $500,000. If you're anywhere outside of that, let me tell you that things are a little bit slower. For Orange County, it's up 3% in the last 2 weeks. Riverside County up 2%. And then we have San Bernardino's up 2%, and San Diego's up only 1%. But 2 weeks ago, San Diego was the naughty, on the naughty list. But this time, it's LA County is the naughtiest of the 5 Southern California counties right now. There's just too many homes coming on the market for my liking. I want it to be flat until we get to the other side. And Orange County active listing inventory, and I'm going to put this one up because I want everybody, and it's worth repeating over and over again for all of those people that are going to send this off to clients, because afterwards I will be saving this and I'll be putting it on YouTube, so even if they don't have Facebook, they'll be able to look at this, because I want to drill this home that this is not the Great Recession. And the reason for that is we had a lot more inventory. Here in Orange County in 2006, 16,000. In 2007, 18,000. In 2008, again, 16,000 homes in the market. We, in Orange County, can't even hit 4,500 homes right now. So 18,000. And in San Diego, there was 20,000. And in LA, there was 32,000 homes. In Riverside County, it was 27,000. In San Bernardino, it too was right around the 18,000 level. So you can see a lot more homes compared to where we are today, back then. So to compare, that is an imbalance with supply being way too high and demand being too low. That totally favors buyers. That is not the case today. I'm not making this information up. That's what the data shows. I was telling it in 2006, this was a gigantic problem. And I knew it was a problem, so please understand that, because this is where we are today. You draw a line right across, which I will on the next screen, and you're gonna see big difference. This is active inventory, this is demand. When you have that big, gigantic gap, it totally favors buyers. And when you have no gap like this, this totally favors sellers. Now, where are we today? We're right here. Yes, it's way down. And if I draw a line across, it is at Great Recession levels as far as demand is concerned. Yet, where's the inventory? Not at prior to Great Recession and during Great Recession levels. I'm so sorry, it's just not there. So the supply is low, as well as demand being very low, so they kind of like offset each other. Versus then, you had a huge supply, very low demand, which don't offset each other. The low demand beats up the high listing inventory. So Great Recession, no, we're not in the Great Recession. As a matter of fact, real estate was probably one of the strongest industries going into this. So that's why it's going to fare better than some of the other industries that are out there. And so we have that low supply versus COVID-19 demand problem. And this is the latest chart This number right here in many, many different counties has reached Great Recession levels. So understand that. So buyers, you're right. Demand is really low. You are correct. Yesterday it was at 8,239. That was down 26% in 2 weeks. The 4-week drop is down 52%. So it halved in 4 weeks. So we have half the demand. And the reason why, it wasn't all of a sudden it's falling. The last couple days it's fallen more. Here's what's happened. We shut down the society and we were still putting together transactions. So this is the last 30 days worth of pending sales. So this is the velocity. So you have the last 30 days worth of pending sales. Well, keep in mind, when I was snapping these numbers over the last few weeks, it was taken into consideration in the last 30 days. Part of those last 30 days included weeks that were good. And even after the lockdown, we were still putting together escrows and transactions so that momentum hadn't completely shut off. It wasn't until we hit 1 week after we were closed down, which that is what this snapshot is the last 4 weeks. It's actually, we've been down for what, 5 weeks now. So those 5 weeks, that initial week was still pretty good, but now we have real, true, inherent demand that is because of being locked down. This is a true reflection of where we are today is this. So because this was dropping, it's because it was including the last 30 days, included some good weeks. Now it includes no more good weeks. So this is not going to continue to drop down to zero. It is going to turn and it's going to flatten out from here. It's going to make an about face and turn and level off. That's what we're going to see coming up next week when we do this. You're going to see finally this thing is going to turn the other direction. And last year we were at 17,254, so 109% means double. It was more than double the amount of demand that we have right now. So that's the difference between here and here. So we had double the demand. And we were doing better than last year, is where we were here at this blue line. So we were supposed to be even more than double right now. So just understand that's because we've totally closed everything down. You can't do business as usual. As much as we're an essential service, there's a lot of people that essentially don't want to do transactions until we're on the other side of this, which is drawing closer to closer the longer we're doing this. So Los Angeles County is down 28% in the last 2 weeks in terms of demand. Orange County is down 32% in terms of demand. Riverside County is down 25%. San Bernardino down 20%. This is all the last 2 weeks. And San Diego County is down 24%. Now I had to dust off this chart. I haven't shown this for a little while, but this is a brand new chart. And this is where we are today. Do you see where we were playing? We were playing in below the 60-day mark, and I'm going to go into that. I'm going to blow this up for you. You can see this. It says when you're less than 60 days, it's a hot seller's market. Between 60 and 90 is a slight seller's market, and 90 to 120 is a balanced market. 120 to 150 is what we call a slight buyer's market, and above 150 days is a deep buyer's market. That's where you give up a lot of value, above 150. For comparison purposes, really quick, I want you to keep this in mind. For most of all of Southern California was at least a year or higher in terms of what the expected market time. So it was above 365 days and even higher. So this is all of Southern California. Below here is a hot seller's market. That's where we were playing, and we were playing so far below it, and we hadn't done that since 2012 and 2013, that we had increased 5% appreciation in Southern California in just those December, January, February, March. Yes, December. December was a hot month for real estate. If you placed your home on the market, you could get multiple offers in the month of December. There's just not a lot of people that place their homes on the market in the middle of December. This light green line, this is 90 days. This is between here and here is a slight seller's market. You can see we were playing there for quite some time last year. And then above here, between here and here, that is a slight buyer's market. In between here, guess what? I mean, not slight buyer's market. Scratch that, reverse that. Sometimes my brain gets ahead of me. This is balanced. So this is hot sellers. Between here, this is slight sellers. Between here and here, this is what we call a balanced market. I was getting way ahead of myself. Balanced market means it doesn't favor buyers or sellers. And Mr. Jonathan Lancer, you're going to have to wait. These people that are texting me in the middle of my presentation, it's very hard to see my screen when I'm looking at myself to make sure that I'm looking at the camera. So anyways, so hold off until I'm done. Please. But here is balanced. And above this is where we're at a buyer's market. So you can see where we're at right now is balanced. Doesn't favor buyers or sellers. Above here is a buyer's market. This is a slight buyer's market. And we have not been in a deep buyer's market since the Great Recession. A deep buyer's market is above 150 days. So just keep this in mind. A slight buyer's market, it means you can give up a little bit, maybe 1 to 2% over the course of a couple months. That's about it in terms of value. We're talking for like Orange County, $1 million, or any property, $1 million, 2% would be $20,000. It would go from 1 million down to 900, what's 2%? $20,000, 980,000. You can see what I'm talking about. If the last comp was $1 million, somebody might take 980. And I even think that that's a stretch. It's probably closer to 985, 990, but it can come down. And if there's the right person with the right motivation, but it's going to take a lot to get there. And then we're going to be on the other side of this really quick as well. So a lot of sellers are going to say, wait a minute, stop. I'm going to wait until we're on the other side. So sorry, I'm not going to take your foolish offer. And so Southern California, this is where we are today, but Southern California yesterday was 109-day expected market time. That is balanced between 90 and 120. Southern California last year was at 72 days. Now we're going to get into this. LA County is at 109 days, balanced. Orange County, 121. This was surprising to me, but that's because within the last couple days, we didn't place a lot in escrow. So that changed the numbers quite a bit, and we were bouncing right around 118, and it went above, so we're at 121. So it's going to feel like just barely slight buyer's market, because it's between 120 and 150. But that's where Orange County is playing right now. And Riverside County is at 130 days, also in that slight buyer's market territory. And but understand, for Riverside County, I put this big asterisk because if you're talking all the stuff in the low desert, that'd be Palm Springs, Palm Desert, all that good stuff. Those are the areas that where it's second homes, and there's a lot of Airbnb stuff that's out there. They're taking a hit a little bit harder than other areas, and it's really bringing down the curve for all of Riverside County. So when we're talking Riverside County, it's such a big county. You're way out there in the low desert, Palm Springs, Palm Desert area, versus compare that to Corona and that area. So it's way different in Corona than it is out in Palm Desert. All it has to do with price as well. And then we have San Diego County. They're actually at 88 days, so they're on the cusp of that balanced market. I mean, slight seller's market. They're always last. They're always the strongest county in Southern California. And so for most of Southern California as a whole, it's balanced. But there are some areas that it's starting just to tilt just a tiny bit in the buyer's favor. But you have to be way above buyer's market, and you have to be in it for a very long time for it to start to really affect pricing. And we're just not going to get there. The momentum is not there. This shows you where balanced is, and that's where we are right now. And the direction that I think we're going to go is we're already in inherent demand, and unfortunately I just think that there are homeowners that are still going to continue to come on the market, and yet they shouldn't come on the market. And they're going to find somebody that's going to say that they'll take on the property and place it on the market, and yet they should wait. They should wait until you see that light at the end of the tunnel and there's a drop dead date as to when we're going forward. I think that's when people will start to get a little more antsy and start looking for homes when they're on the buyer side of things. So it's going to slightly increase, and it could slightly increase because we're at 109. Towards that 120 days, there will be some that will be going above this line, kind of like Orange County just did. But it will be a slight change compared to this steep up change. And that has everything to do with the same thing that I was telling you. When I'm taking in demand, I'm taking the last 30 days, it was a reflection of some weeks that were still good, that were left over from before coronavirus lockdown. So now we have all coronavirus lockdown, and this is reflected in where we are today. And so that is a slight buyer's market. You have to be above that red line to be a deep buyer's market. We're not going to get there. It's not going to happen unless all of a sudden a whole bunch of homeowners place their homes on the market, and they're just not going to do it. So if you're hoping for values to come way down, it's not going to happen, because what's going to happen is we're going to come out of lockdown and then we're going to start to drift slowly down. I mean, it's not going to drop back down towards a hot seller's market. That's not happening this year. This year we're going to drop towards, it'll be in balance, and there are some areas that will drop into the slight seller's market. That means sellers are going to call more of the shots, and that's towards the end of this year. It'll be 2021 where I think we're going to have a really good year, and it's kind of like the way 2019 worked out. The first half was really hard, and then the second half just got better and better and better as the year went along, and then it teed up the beginning of 2020, which was extremely hot. So I think that could be the direction that we're going for Southern California. We'll just have to stay tuned and see what the numbers are doing. So really, we have to watch week to week, and we have to make sure that we do this lockdown properly, so that we don't have to go do this again, because if we did it again, all bets are off, and we could have a real problem down the road. So we want to do our what we're supposed to do and stay locked down until we get the green light from the scientists and the smartest people in the room. That's who I want to rely on. So low mortgage rates is going to totally propel us out of this, like it was in 2019 when interest rates got lower. They got all the way down to 3.5%. We thought that rocked and rolled. We now have interest rates that are lower than that, almost hitting historical low levels. And understand this, so those buyers that are waiting for the values to come down 10, 20, 30%, it's not going to happen. We're not the Great Recession, number one. Number two, it takes a lot. I like to use this analogy. It's like turning a giant cruise ship around completely and going the other direction, doing a U-turn. It doesn't happen instantly. It's not a tiny little Mazda Miata where you can do a real quick U-turn. It takes time. This is the thinking of homeowners. And you have to be way up in where there's a major imbalance with too many homes in the market and demand really low, so that it's this slow, methodical shift in homeowners and sellers' heads, where they say, I have to come down in price in order to get my home sold. That is not going to happen yet. And it takes about 6 to 9 months for that mentality to shift. 6 to 9 months. Where are we going to be 6 to 9 months? I hope to be sitting in my father-in-law's pizza place, drinking a cold one with my family while my wife enjoys a beautiful sangria. That's what I hope to be at down the road. So, luxury in LA, 1,500,000 plus. Are you ready for this? Expected market time, 1,077 days. It was at 155 6 weeks ago. This is what I've meant by the luxury range getting hit the hardest. They will not come out of this year. It's going to be hard to move luxury property for the rest of this year until we start to see the stock market going up and everybody getting really excited about their portfolio positions, so that they get excited about purchasing again. That is on the other side of this. It's going to take the rest of this year for that momentum to get going to the point where it pushes and propels the luxury market upward again. Luxury in Orange County, 1,250,000 plus. They're at 379 days. They were at 121 6 weeks ago. And I don't make this stuff up. It all has to do with the number of homes on the market. There's a lot in the luxury range, and demand has diminished even more than any other price ranges in the luxury range. It really has come to a screeching halt. It's always slower than the rest of the market. It's just magnified quite a bit in this kind of a situation where we have inherent demand. There's not a whole bunch of luxury people that are excited to go, yeah, I'm going to go buy it. But I've heard anecdotal stories of luxury listings that have gone on the market, and they get offers right away, and they place them into escrow, that type of thing. It has to be a very unique case to make that case. I have more messages. I got to get rid of them because it's distracting. So luxury, Riverside County, 650,000 plus. Expected market time, 385 days. It was at 166 5 weeks ago. Riverside County, San Bernardino, I do theirs as of last week, so that's why theirs says 5, not 6. San Bernardino County, 650,000 plus at 233 days. They were at 125 5 weeks ago. San Diego County at 1,250,000 plus. They are at 412 days. They were at 118 6 weeks ago. You see what's going on in the luxury range. And I almost did the 4 million plus to just show you what it was higher in the higher ranges. And let me tell you, at 4 million plus, almost across the board. It is way up there, above 1,000 in many of the counties. So that's a long period of time. What is that, 3 years? So that is so slow that you have to think twice about who you're competing with, and then the small size of the buyer pool within those ranges. So you got to take a look at your individual county, the housing report that's coming out on Monday, and take a look at what the different price ranges are doing so that you can make a really good case as to how you're advising your clients and when to come out of hiding and onto the market. So go to reportsonhousing.com. I hope you have found this fruitful, and go to reportsonhousing.com, and hey kids, come on over here. We always like to finish this up because it's a Friday. So I have Athena, she's been watching, and the other kids are in the other room. So you get 1 month free if you sign up today. It's Sunshine is the coupon code. Look at these kids, aren't they beautiful? I'm a lucky guy. And you get a free. There's sample reports, so you can take a look at that on the website. You don't have to move, Mia. Thank you, stagingvirtually.com, for the sponsorship. We really appreciate it. You need to stage your vacant homes today, and this is how you do it. You get somebody that is professional to make that thing sing. Because remember, go back to that slide that Realtor.com talked about. It's very important to have really good looking photos. So it starts at $295 for 3 rooms, and it's $95 for every extra room. And that's it. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure there's questions on there. I'm not going to do a Q&A. After this week, I'm pooped. I understand my wife wants to see more of me, so I'm coming. I'm coming. We're going to be doing some family time. I hear Zeke off in the background. He's having lots of fun. So I really appreciate you guys, and you have a fantastic weekend. Think of us tomorrow. We are going to be she is going to be running, Mia, 19.6 miles. We're going to be bicycling. We're going to be complaining of our sore behinds, and it will pale in comparison to her. She's going to be gingerly walking down the stairs. Zeke! So I think we could do that. Hey, Zeke! We got more kids. We're going to get all 5 of them on here.
That's all, folks.
Come on over here, kids. Zeke, come here. Yes, that's right. So everybody have a fantastic weekend. Come here, Zeke. Come on. Oh, wow. We got the full gang here. Look at this. This is all 5 of us in one spot. So we really appreciate you guys having us. Thank you so much. Have a super duper fantastic weekend. Think about us while Mia's running 19.6 tomorrow. And stay safe. Stay indoors, wear your mask when you're out in public, and just have a fantastic weekend. Just think about the birds and the sunshine and family dinners, and count our blessings. So, and pray for all those people, the first responders and all the nurses and doctors that are like absolute war heroes right now. They're out there. They are absolutely fantastic, and we owe a big debt to all those people. So thank you very much for having me. Everybody have a super duper fantastic weekend. Bye.
That's all, folks.
Say bye, Zeke.